Right, mate.
Where were you last week?
Where were you?
Nothing to do with you.
On today's show, Greg, we're talking about the history of Saturday morning TV, except last Saturday, because there wasn't any from us, was there?
And we apologise for that. It was Jason's fault.
So, Saturday morning TV, Greg, when we were kids was epic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember when we used to be on Saturdays?
Yeah.
They were good days, weren't they?
Saturday morning TV in the UK started in 1974.
Did it?
Yes. I would love to hear about Saturday morning TV in other countries too.
Yes.
So please send us an email or drop us a comment below about what Saturday morning TV was like where you live when you were a kid.
Yeah, but when you say Saturday morning television, you're on about one specific sort of show, aren't we?
Yes, in the UK, yeah.
The crazy, wacky
Saturday morning show that started at 9 and finished at 11:30 before World of Sport came on.
with loads of cartoons and presenters play games
Sketches and characters and puppets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Started in 1974 here, Greg, with
One of the kids shows.
Tiswas.
Tiswas, that's it, yeah.
What does Tiswas stand for? Now, I did tell you this the other week, see if you remember.
This is Super Weekend at Saturday.
Close. This is Saturday Wake Up and Smile.
Oh, yeah, close. I was close, actually.
So, yeah, Tiswas ran from 1974 to 1982, and it was just chaos. It was a little bit before my time, but I do remember seeing a bit of it. It starred a very young Lenny Henry.
Chris Tarrant,
and what was the lady called? Sally James, and of course, appearances from Bob Carolgees and Spit the Dog.
That's the new singer from the Clash. This is rather embarrassing, actually. The Phantom Flammer, these girls are coming specially to challenge him, but he said he's going to throw no more pies in 1980.
Oh, God.
Well, we've wrapped them up sort of in strings to try and level it out a bit, but I'm not sure. Well, I don't know what you're going to do, really. Off you go, anyway, best of luck. Right. Wait a minute, you what? I thought you said you were going to throw no more pies. Oh, sorry, no more pies than you did last year. Sorry. Phantom Flamfling has certainly kept his promise. He promised no more pies in 1980, and he's thrown no more pies than he did last year.
So, whilst that was on, and it became so successful, the BBC thought, we'll have a piece of this. Well, Tiswas was on ITV, by the way. And 2 years later, in 1976, the BBC started their Saturday morning TV offering with the multicoloured swap shop with
Bob Carolgees.
No, Noel Edmonds, John Craven, Keith Chegwin, and Maggie Philbin.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
A multicoloured swap shop was ridiculous, really.
Oh, this is the stupid one.
It's where they swapped stuff. So you could phone up in the morning and say, I have got a Race and Chase scale electric and I want to swap it for an Action Man Adventure play diving set.
That's rather specific, Jason.
That's what
Did you try and get through by any chance? Every week I was trying.
Never got that
No.
Action Man set. And by the end of the programme, somebody else would phone up and say, I've got an Action Man Adventure diving play set and I really want a Race and Chase. I'll swap with you.
Two things about that. How did they know it ever actually worked?
I don't
Because you
think-
could have sent it and just not bothered sending yours.
Yeah, I don't think the BBC got involved in that bit.
Secondly, what happens when it got, to your house and this Action Man diving thing, whatever it had,
was missing the
only had one arm?
oxygen tanks.
Yeah, and one arm. What then?
I don't think the BBC got involved in any of that. I think that was your problem.
Hello, Noel. I am furious.
But yeah, you used to swap things and then people would swap stuff in the audience as well. And then Cheggers would be out and about on the road, wouldn't he, swapping things.
Do you know what's ironic? That would work better now.
Yeah.
Not then.
So Cheggers would go to like the Bull Ring in Birmingham and say, I'm at the Bull Ring in Birmingham, if you've got anything you want to swap, come on down. And then they'd cut to him the next time and he'd be surrounded by 30,000 kids all waving their
All
Action Men in the
holding
air.
presents that they didn't want for Christmas and they said are absolutely crap.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. Crap. Crap's alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a swap. You always seem
Yeah.
to bring along.
I've got three
Excellent
actually. Are they
things.
all going to be swapped together?
Well, please, yes, if you don't
Well,
mind putting it to a...
Anybody
big
that
bundle.
saw the Shadows and I reunion concert
would have seen that shirt. I wore it on stage then. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I thought, if a girl won it, it's a great disco outfit, and if a boy wins it, you better get into a band.
Now, what are you offering?
A colour TV game,
A colour TV game. Ooh.
optional gun, and the adapter.
Optional gun. I don't know why that should sound funny. It just does. And adapter. And what would you hope to get?
29 function digital watch.
29 function.
Digital watch.
Tiswas ran till 1982, and so did Multicoloured Swap Shop.
God, we was overrun with them then, weren't we?
Multicoloured Swap Shop was replaced on the BBC by Saturday Superstore.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I kind of remember this because it ran till 1987.
Yeah.
It was Mike Reid, John Craven again, Keith Chegwin again, Sarah Green, and some other bloke. And
They just kept the same people, really,
it
didn't
was
they?
the same format, but they didn't obviously swap things. Saturday Superstore was a bit more sort of segment based, wasn't it? So you'd have like
Bit more
segment based. But Cheggers was still out and about, and they had a puppet.
Poor Checkers. He never stayed in, did
Never
he?
got to stay in the
He was
studio.
always the one on the road in the rain.
And they had a puppet which was Crow. Do you remember Crow?
Yeah, but puppets are such a good idea for TV
yeah.
shows.
Anyway, yeah, this was the first phone-in incident on this one. We all know the other phone-in incident, which we'll talk about later, but this was the first phone-in incident.
What was this one?
Matt Bianco, do you remember them?
No.
Group? Well,
Oh, yeah.
they were called a very rude name live on air by someone.
What, someone rang in?
Yeah,
Oh, did they?
yeah. So that was the first one.
This is BBC One. And now, at 9 o'clock, the queue has started to move as the doors open on another Saturday Superstore.
Ah, wasn't it lovely of Keith to leave us these little eggs before he went off in his livery van this morning? Hey, listen, shall we open them now?
Yes,
If
come
we
on,
could.
ladies
Go on.
first, yes,
Can I go
yeah.
first? Right, all right. Oh, a bunch of flowers.
Yeah, me too. Is that lovely?
Keith, you're sweet.
What have you
Bruce
got?
Forsyth here. Right, I've got a large one. He's left me the largest one of all,
That's
which
fine.
is nice. It's
Fooled you all there, didn't I?
It's Keith Edwin.
Oh, enough of the yolks. Or enough of the yolks, that's French for egg. Hey, it's Easter Saturday. It's 9 o'clock and you've guessed this. It's time for Saturday Superstore.
ITV did the Saturday show.
I remember this one.
1982 to 1984. Wasn't very successful.
No, I don't remember this one.
Only ran for 2 years. It was more of a regional thing, I think. Central did it. Because on the other region was... what do you call it? Hey you, get ready, get on your feet, get up, hey you! Number 73.
73, yeah, I was going to say that. I do remember that.
Because
Number
number
73.
73 started the same year in the southern region, was it? It was in another region anyway. And then, because that Saturday show wasn't very successful, they stopped that, and number 73 then went nationwide.
73 was brilliant.
It was
Wasn't there a woman on roller skates?
Yes, can't remember her name. Was it Lizzie?
She had like red hair, didn't she?
Yeah. And the presenters were Sandy Toxvig, Neil Buchanan, and a few other people.
Do you know, there'll be so many people out there now, well, there'll be probably three, that are going, I remember that show, because it is forgotten, that one, 73. Do you know what, the only reason I remember it, honestly, is because it used to be on, there was a big poster pull out in my Looking magazine
Looking.
of her on a rollerblade.
Right. It used to have the sandwich quiz on it, Greg. You don't remember it, do you? But the sandwich quiz was where they made sandwiches whilst doing a quiz. Those were the kind of wacky things they did back in the 80s.
That sounds like a good idea for a game show.
Yeah. Maybe with toast. And tea.
One more question because very quickly, first person to answer this question. Which god of love returned to London on Valentine's Day? Yes.
Ken Livingstone. No.
It
was
Eros. I'm sorry, Alvin actually just picked you at the post with the answer there, and so that makes Alvin Stardust the winner.
Thank you very much.
Run for it, Alvin. He's running up there to do some work for us, and I've got this.
It's broken.
It's a pathetic trophy there for you. Because very interesting. That's the final. Never seen you get finally sandwich quiz. Okay.
Now we're getting to the ones that are still in vivid memory.
I remember this one.
This is Get Fresh, which was 1986 to 1988, and was presented by Gaz Top, and originally Gian Samarco, who played Adrian Mole in the Adrian Mole TV series.
Adrian Mole.
I'm profoundly in love with Pandora. Then he got sacked after the first series and was replaced with a puppet, snot-nosed alien called Gilbert.
Gilbert?
That's a bit of a kick in the teeth, isn't it?
Well, we know a Gilbert, don't we?
We do, yeah.
And it's funny because this puppet looks very similar.
It does, yeah. I'll put a clip in.
Put a clip in.
Yeah, the Bart Chud Hut will Chud Hut.
Hello.
Well, now, let you explain you actually the history of the Armada, which is all about Get Dressed this week.
It's a very interesting period, actually.
Yeah.
Here we are, running the films of it all here. Well, what happened was the Spaniards came over the sea with a jolly lot of ships there. Francis Drake's in the snooker hall, not giving a tinker's cuss about the oncoming war, until, that is, he saw all these Spaniards. I'll tell you, guys.
Yes.
He lost his bottle, old Frank did.
He did. Actually, what happened was Sir Francis Drake, 400 years ago, apparently saved Britain from an onslaught with the help of the wind, apparently, from the Spaniards. The Armada came over.
That was replaced on ITV by Motormouth. From
No, yeah, I remember that one.
To 1992.
I bet no one remembers Motormouth either.
Neil Buchanan again.
This is an art
presented
attack. This is an art attack.
This
is
Art Attack. And Andy Crane.
Oh, Andy Crane.
After his stint in the broom cupboard, was it after or?
Oh, it must have been, mustn't it?
Yeah, 1988.
Yeah, oh yeah, it would have been, yeah. Because then Andy Peters took over, didn't he?
Yeah. What was different about Motormouth? Was that the one with a great big inflatable mouth?
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
That's, yeah.
It's called Motormouth.
Good morning and felicitations. That's it, I've opened the show. What have I got to do now?
Hey, well, there's something missing from the table. That's why you're opening the show.
What, the legs? No. What, the tabletop?
No.
Well, it wasn't the cocktails, was it?
No.
For who?
Andy.
Andy who?
Andy!
Oh, yeah. Where's he gone?
Where do you think? Mock if you must, gentlemen, mock if you must. But they said, OK, do you want to sit at the table and open the show with Neil and Steve? Or would you rather sit over here and be surrounded by Boy Crazy? It took me about a second and a half to make up my mind, and here I am surrounded by Boy Crazy. Morning, girls.
Good morning. Morning.
How you doing?
Very well.
Right, we'll see your single a little later on. What's it called?
All you have to do.
Right, oh, this is Steve.
Then the BBC had the ultimate of Saturday morning TV programmes. This is where they hit it just right.
Yeah.
Where...
Delia Smith's Home Cooking.
No, Greg.
Absolute.
There wasn't a kid in the UK that didn't watch Going Live.
Oh, yeah. It was the one, wasn't it?
Going Live ran from 1987 to 1993.
However, I'm going to be a bit controversial here, and I'm going to say the one after that was the one I watched more than this.
I think
but
that's
I
an age thing.
still like Going Live, I remember it, but I remember the next one better.
1987 to 1993, presented by Philip Schofield and Sarah Green, and of course launched the careers of Trevor and Simon. Swing Your Pants.
They were legends, weren't they?
Gordon the Gopher was the puppet. And they started to introduce some more mature things in this. They had an Agony Uncle section, didn't they? Where people would write in with their real problems. Some of them were quite hard, quite nasty problems. So they would talk about the problem being bullied or whatever, and then they'd cut to Trevor and Simon singing Swing Your Pants.
People would phone up with their hard problems.
Yes. All right, Greg, leave it. And this...
Philip Schofield, eh? You don't see much of him nowadays, do you?
No, he's never on TV. And this was the infamous phone-in that everybody remembers. This was a guy called Elliot Fletcher, who is still around, and he's on Twitter. I've seen him about. He is the guy who phoned in when 5 Star were on and said, "Hi, I'd like to know why 5 Star are so
all right.
flipping rubbish." And he didn't say flipping rubbish.
I'd like to ask him why he did it, though.
Yeah. So, Elliot, if you are about, get in touch with us. Let us know the story behind it. Were you dared to do it? Did you just think it'd be a good idea?
Could he get arrested for that?
No, I don't think so, Greg.
Huh?
More Run the Risk a little bit later on. Gravedale High, we've got that as well in place of Pirates of Dark Water. More news of that, and also music from Wet Wet Wet. But I think we'll do our final letters spot, you and I, Gordon. I think we'll do the last one together. He's just here. He's got something to celebrate with after the programme. It's cactus juice, champagne. That's Gordon's favourite there. Made from finely pressed cacti from the Shepherd's Hedge region. Beautiful, just lovely. So you'll be having a little slurp of that later. So on to these. This is How does that go again? And then what happens?
Anyway, moving on. This is your one that you say you remember the most.
Yeah, but not these presenters.
Live and Kicking ran from 1993 to 2001 and started live.
See, that's the most successful one then.
Well, it just ran for the longest. It was the end of Saturday morning TV, really, on BBC. Live and Kicking, the last great Saturday morning TV show on the BBC. It was presented by Andy Peters and Emma Forbes, who were also joined by John Barrowman. And then taken over from them was Zoe Ball and Jamie Theakston.
Who I think were better. They were the ones I remember the most.
It was very similar to Going Live. I think I'd kind of lost interest a bit by the Zoe Ball and Jamie Theakston years.
Good morning. It feels so good to be back. Yes, it's 1994. This is Live and Kicking. We're back from Burt Island for the next 3¼ hours with a January bonanza of a programme.
Oh my goodness, yes, stay with us the entire morning because we're going to be offering you competitions, guests, and we're going to be throwing in a couple of really fantastic cartoons as well.
Yes, and going for a song, more music than you can imagine. We have Biddy McLean here singing his new song. Yeah.
Oi, where's Trevor and Simon then? Is it 2 for the price of 1 today?
Could be.
Oh, I don't know. We'll never get this car working. There's definitely something wrong with it.
Oh, I know. But there's nothing wrong with our brand new phone-in game show. Every loony wins.
So if you want to play, call now. Get calling on Every Loony Wins game. Every Loony Wins.
Oh, 811. We're going.
Of course, on ITV, they had the show that kind of furthered Ant and Dec's career. It was SMTV Live, which I quite enjoyed. I remember watching from 1998 to 2003. They were very good with sketches and things on there, weren't they? Like Chums, which was a Mickey take of Friends.
It's basically like ITV coming to us and saying, listen guys, I want you to host a morning show. If you've got any ideas, we'll pump loads of money in and make it amazing.
Yeah, do
and
it.
that's
ITV.
Exactly what they did.
They had Wonky Donkey, which was popular. That was a quiz where you had to guess the rhyming name of the thing that was on the stand. So it'd be Wonky Donkey or...
You're really selling this show, I must say.
Wonky Donkey or Drunk Dog.
No, she's using the sly female Pokemon of Crybaby just to make me look bad, so I'll have to apologise.
I'm actually using Pretend Crybaby just to trick him. Observe. Oh, he's in a lassie. I'll never have kids now.
Missy, no, look, I apologise. Have a free shot, that was right in my teeth. These are crowns. I'll defend myself with the ultimate girly Pokemon. I choose Brian.
Brian? The ultimate girly Pokemon, Brian! Don't make me that he couldn't... Unless... No, it's not him, is it? He's not here, is he? It can't be!
In a nutshell, that's the history of Saturday morning TV here on Tea and Toast Saturday.
Which is probably not on a Saturday because he never gets it up in time.
It's not on the card, Greg.
I think you'll find, Jason.
I think you'll find that's a list that we wrote for another episode a few weeks ago, Greg.
That's right, yeah. But it still adds to the effect, doesn't it?
Can you just get on with it?
What's the matter with you? I've had the intro this week. Because that intro seems to have gone, doesn't it?
Who knows, Greg?
I mean, you're slowly fading this out, aren't you?
Trying to, yeah.
But that intro is very
3
good.
years.
It's for... Jason, did you know they're finally making a film about clocks? It's about time. You see, when I said clock...
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Jacob's Club. All that real thick chocolate makes it well worth picking.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. Get Bachelor Super Noodles twisting, or you won't know what you're
Bachelors introduced 2 new super noodle varieties, tastier tomato and new mushroom flavour, and they still cook in just 4 minutes. Bachelors' new varieties super noodles, add a new twist to meals.
That's the end of the show.
Now, we know we've been very slack lately, and, well, to be honest, it's you more than me.
I mean, let's just be honest. The kids are on holiday, and I am now the primary carer. So it's difficult to get out and film.
It's not allowed now.
When the kids go back to school, Greg, we will be bashing them out.
I'm prepared to bash them out 1 a week.
1 a week? That's what we're doing now?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm prepared to bash out 3 a week.
Wow. So there you go. Thank you to those people who have sent us pictures in. Thank you to Joe, who was reading his picture about 4 times. It was brilliant in the first place, but thanks anyway. We'll be showing that in the gallery of your work very soon.
I'd still like to be in a leather jacket, though, but not a green shirt.
It's brilliant, Joe.
Like a white shirt
Just
or
ignore
like
everything that
a
Greg
red
says
shirt
from now on.
with a black leather jacket and maybe a bit thinner.
If you would like to send us a picture, if you're an artist and you'd like to do a picture of us, that would be brilliant, or a picture of your favourite 80s character or anything like that. We're putting together a gallery of your work. What was that, Greg?
Well, we've got a fax coming through, Jason.
Oh.
Wait there. Let's just see what it says. Oh my God.
What?
It's gold.
They want to sign us up for the show.
They've signed us up. It's a contract.
Amazing. Actually, it says printer update complete. Shush. So please send us your pictures to tnt@totgoo.com. That's tnt@totgoo.com.
It doesn't have to be in capitals.
Doesn't have to be.
You know what makes me laugh? What? That printer's just printed out a sign saying you're running out of ink. Well, we are now. Have you seen the size of the sign?
Yeah, so that's that. Thanks
nice haircut, by the way.
Thanks.
When's it getting finished?
Thinking about dyeing it, Greg, and my beard. It's all going very grey, innit?
Yeah, but grey's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but all over grey's the thing.
Well, do that then.
I've got like badger size.
Please do that.
No.
Please go all over grey.
No, because I'm like a badger at the moment. Grey at the sides and some grey in the beard.
Well, you are nearly 50.
I'm not nearly 50.
It's my birthday next week.
Have you just made that up?
No, it's my birthday next week.
Happy birthday for next week.
Are you going to get me anything? He never gets me anything, you know, ladies and gents.
Yeah, I so do, and I get him the best presents ever.
Yeah, he does, actually, yeah. That's why I'm pre-warning now. He's got a week. Because you know he'll be on eBay in the next 5 minutes.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching. More to come very soon.
Very soon, we promise.
We promise.
We promise.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. What?
Goodbye.
Tra.